It's a pleasure to me to be here with you. I am your teacher, Marla. So for today, everybody, we are going to talk about the modal verbs and how to use it in this context, and is so necessary to see what are the rules that you need to put in practice these modal verbs, how to use it, what are the scenarios, what are the actions, how to put in practice in this way. Welcome. Okay, first, let's take into account the class objective. Is use modal verbs to express ability, advice, and obligation. So every one of these modal verbs that we are going to talk about in this session and has a context and a responsibility. So depending on the thing that you are talking about, this is so necessary how to use it. Let's see. Okay, first activity, I would like to start with a warm-up activity. And the first is a quick question. What can you do? All right, what can you do? For example, in my case, I can drive a car, I can ride on a bike, I can ride on a bike, I can drink water, right? This is about abilities, about the things that you can do by yourself. For example, I can maybe use a phone, I can record a video, I can, listen to this, can. This is the thing that you are going to try to take account in this context. For example, what modal verb am I using here now? Can. Right? So in this way, you are going to try to take this account at the moment of observe what is the modal verb that someone is using in the conversation of, in this case, the question. What can you do? Do, can. What can, this, that means what kind of abilities can you do by yourself? Okay, go. Next one. See here, everybody. Okay, first thing, how to use the modal verb can. So here we got maybe some examples, but let's try to focus on this thing. All right? Okay, let me see. I'm gonna erase this part here to see clearly. For example, we got in this context. Okay, I need a pencil now. Perfect. Okay, pay attention to this thing. Used to express ability or permission. For example, I can swim. Can I go to the bathroom? This is a typical question that we used to use when we are in a maybe in a house, maybe in a classroom. Hey teacher, can I go to the bathroom? But for example, in this context when we are using this can and is we are using may. Instead, can in this context, the most appropriate is may I go to the bathroom? But because you can go to the bathroom, just you are using this one as a permission. Teacher, can I go to the bathroom? Yeah, go. Yeah, you can. Right? This is the first part that we are going to talk about. Okay, for example, let's see now some examples that are gonna be useful during this session with can. For example, I was talking about I can drive a car, right? I can I can use a camera. I can ride in a bike. I can ride in a bike, right? I sorry, my bad here. I can maybe let's see another part. Um yeah, this could be, for example, I can let's see, maybe I can live, for example, I can live. These are, in this context, abilities. But now, let's see another part for permission. For example, we got this example here. Can I go to the bathroom? But now, let's see another examples like, hey, can I borrow? When we are using can I borrow in this context, borrow is when you are trying to take something that is someone's in this context. For example, when we are using borrow in Spanish is tomar prestado, borrow. When you're saying like, hey, can I borrow your eraser? Can I borrow your eraser? Or for example, hey, can I borrow your kiss? That is what you are doing in this context. You are asking for permission. What you are using here? Can. This is the modal verb that you are using in this context. Let's go, people, to the next modal verb. Let's see. Okay, now we got here. The next one is should. Okay, you must take into account with this one because when you're using should sometimes in a sentence, for example, you must take account what is the context because in this way, what does it mean? You are giving an advice, right? It's not just like, hey, you have to make your bed, for example, or maybe, hey, you have to do your homework. No, here is an advice, and you are trying to give a opinion that anyone didn't ask you in this context. You're right, but let's see in a polite way how to use it. For example, hey, and we got here, you should eat healthy is just an advice. But for example, Carolina, you should you should you should wake up earlier, for example. Hey Carolina, you should wake up earlier. Yeah, it sounds like a sarcasm in this context, but no, it's just an advice. You're right. Don't take it personal. Okay, another part is, for example, Dana should be should be on time. Hey, Dana should be on time. Dana should be on time. You're right. Carlos and Joseph, Carlos and Joseph should work together. They are a great team. All right? Carlos and Joseph should work together. They are a great team. Hey, so here you are trying to sound, you're right, and politely, and you're saying just like, hey, Carlos and Joseph should work together. They are a great team. You're right? Okay, people, let's continue with this pen here. We got here, and maybe some this. Same. Okay, so we were talking about in this context about should. So used to give an advice. So we got here some examples that we were talking about before. Here you can see in this context about maybe some examples that are very important, and let's now to see how to use it now. For example, and let's see, we got the pencil. Yeah, for the pencil here, okay, what way to know to make sure that you are using properly the should. Take into account always the subject in this context, and the subject, the pronoun, who is doing the action, or in this context is who should do the action. You're right. In this context, we got the auxiliary, the modal verb in this context that is um doing the action. You're right. And it, in this case, we got that the final context and the verb. You're right. This is the proper way to use it. This one. Okay. Okay, now we got must. Okay, let's focus on this modal verb because here is the way you are going to realize how to use it and what is the proper way, right, to use it in the correct moment. Why? Because sometimes when we are using, for example, should, and we are using must, maybe we can be confused how to use it. Must in this context is an obligation or a necessity. You need to do it in the moment or maybe in another moment, but it's so necessary to do it and take an action. All right, it's not the same thing when you are using should because you are just given an action. Here is a responsibility you maybe must complete in the moment. For example, here you got you must wear a helmet. You right? Let's see a clear example, and in this way you are going to realize what am I talking about. For example, we got the first example here is Marla should make her bed. You'll say, hey, Marla should make her bed. Marla should make her bed. All right? But when I say, Marla, you must make your bed. Now, for example, Marla, you must make your bed now. But when you're using, for example, let's suppose maybe that we are in a room and you see maybe the room so messy with another things on the floor or in the couch, for example, or maybe the closet is a disaster, or all the things and all the stuff is on the bed and is so messy, and you say, hmm, Marla, you should make your bed. So in this context, we are not just talking about her, we are using a second person. Here is, Marla, you should make your bed. But maybe when we are using in this context, Marla, you must make your bed. You can see that is the difference. Obligation. Let me see. See here. This is the thing. Obligation or necessity. In this case, you need to complete something that someone told you to do it in that moment. Got it? Okay. Next part, everybody. Okay, we got the comparison table. Okay, people. Now, here we are trying this context to see what are the things, and let's keep in mind and do a review. First thing, so can you know ability, should, advice, must, obligation. Okay, take that in mind and let's do this activity. Activity number 1, matching, everybody. So first, we are going to try to match sentence to the correct modal verb. For example, I'm going to do now, I'm going to write the screen. Give me a moment. Here, I am going to write some, for example, a bed now. Swim in the pool. Play soccer. Play soccer. And ride a bike. And a book. Read book. Read a book. And go for a walk. Wake up early. Sleep early. Take a shower. Take a shower. Okay, and here, give me a second. I'm gonna, oh my goodness, stop. Okay. Okay, it's so necessary to take it this time because I can't do it by myself. Okay, people. Let's put here now. Here, let's write should, can, must. Okay, let's take those ones and we are we going to use here? This one. Okay. First thing, let's skip. Let's use maybe a beautiful color, maybe blue, to take the difference here. Okay. First, make a bed. Make a bed. What do you think it could be? Think about it. Make a bed now. Must. Right? Must. Swim in the pool. Yeah, can. I can swim in the pool. Play soccer. Depends on the context. Depends on the context because here it could be maybe an advice. Like suppose that someone maybe saw you playing soccer, but just for a hobby. And someone told you like, hey, Daniela, you should play soccer professionally, right? So depends on the situation, but here is just play soccer is an ability that you can do, so is can, right? Read a book, can. Go for a walk. Depends on the situation, but in this case, it could be should, because you can say, like suppose maybe that you are so exhausted and you feel maybe worn out and someone tell you like Marla, you should go for a walk. You're right. Wake up early. And this one is, it could be a should or it could be a must. Huh, Danny, you should wake up early, okay? If you want to take the bus. Or in this case, it could be, Danny, remember you must wake up early because you go to school tomorrow, okay? In this case, it could be must or it could be should. Sleep early, everybody. That is a must. Is an advice that I'm telling you in this context. You must sleep early for your health. Take care of your health. Take a shower. It's a must. It's something that you need to do every day. Don't forget it. Okay. Good job, people. Let's go for the next slide. Okay, activity number 2. In this activity that we are going to do now, we are going to try to complete, people, what is the correct modal verb in the situation. Let's do the same thing. I'm going to erase the examples on the last activity we did and put an examples here. Okay. For example, and Vanessa put the space here, blank. I'm going to say Vanessa read a book in a day, for example. I'm going to put just 3 examples here, and we are going to fill together. Okay. Michael study for math exam, and Julia come with us. Okay. pay attention here, everybody, because in this way you are going to realize how to do it. All right? For example, here we got Vanessa should, or what do you think? Can, must, what it would be? In this context is can. Because this is something amazing that Vanessa can do. Vanessa can read a book in a day. Wow, it's an ability, people. Is an ability. Michael study for math exam. This is, in this case, what do you think? Yeah, exactly. In this case is must. Must. All right? And the last one is should. All right? Because it's just, all right? It's just an advice. Hey, Vanessa, Julia should come with us. Okay, people? Okay, next one. Let's go. Okay, people, we got a speaking practice. But here we are not going to focus. Let's see. To erase this part. Okay. Okay, people. We are to the end of this activity. What you are going to do in this context? We got the summary and the homework. First, review the use of modal verbs that you could see in the recording. And the homework is write 5 sentences using modal verbs. This way is write 5 sentences for can, 5 sentences for should, and 5 sentences for must. All right, we are going to see in the next recording, the next class, and try to do a review about it. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for your participation. Maybe just seeing this recording is very important to me, and see you in the next opportunity. Bye bye.